Hey guys, welcome into the Guilty as Charged podcast. My name is Tyler, and today we are here with Donovan Jennings, the left tackle out of South Florida. Donovan, nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm doing great today. Nice to meet you as well. You have a
No,
good
I
day.
can't. Yeah, absolutely. No, I can't wait to talk to you. I'm really excited to talk to you. So let's get into some of this pre-draft stuff because we're getting into February, and all the pre-draft stuff is sort of starting. What are you doing right now to prepare for the NFL draft? Is a lot of interview stuff? Is it film study? Is it training? What are you up to right now?
Yeah, so right now, I'm just trying to perfect my craft. A lot
Hmm.
of working out, a lot of conditioning,
Yeah.
a lot of nutritional stuff, making
Mm.
sure my body's right, and just trying to keep my body at its peak. Whether that's through treatment, sleep,
Mm.
rest, nutrition, everything pretty much, just to stay, at peak performance. And it's a lot of working out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you don't mind me asking, are you bulking up? Are you trying to drop weight? What are you kind of working on right now with your nutrition?
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to stay in the lane I am right now. Mostly like maintain it. Probably drop like a couple pounds and gain it back in muscle.
Okay.
So yeah, maintaining what I have so far.
Yeah, no, I'd love to drop a couple of pounds and gain that back in muscle, but probably not at the rate you're doing it. Are you doing any interview prep by chance? Because last year we talked to a player, Peyton Turner, who ended up going in the first round of the Saints, and they asked him some weird questions like, "Hey, why do you follow so many Instagram models?" And you're hearing all these horror stories of a bunch of different players getting these questions about their sexuality or some crazy questions. I'm assuming you're not facing that, but are you doing any kind of interview prep right now? Because you have to eventually talk to some teams.
Yeah, I am prepared for those type of questions. So
Yeah,
I do think about those type of questions, and yeah, I am doing a little bit of interview prep now,
great.
but most I was just maintaining my body, trying to get everything correct, making sure I'm feeling good, making sure I'm feeling healthy and stuff like that. Because I think I'll work on that process a little later in the season or a little later in
Mm.
a couple months down the road. But yeah, I'm definitely prepared for those tough questions, and I'll have an answer for them.
Great. No, that sounds awesome. Out of curiosity, do you do any mock drafts or do you use any of those simulations?
I honestly don't. No, I don't.
Okay, I was just curious because I mean, listen, I'll never, no, no, I won't get drafted ever, obviously. But you have an opportunity to draft yourself on like there's only so often you can draft yourself on a mock draft simulation. So maybe try it one time. I don't know if you know where you are, but it's cool to see. I'm sure it'd be really cool to see your name and just take yourself once, but you don't have to. Not
It's
necessary.
cool. It's kind of a surreal feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I get mentioned in something on Instagram, somebody found me or something like that.
Mm.
Real. So I should probably try it once or twice.
Yeah, just do it once. You never know. And you can listen. And there, you can take yourself first overall over Aiden Hutchinson. You can take yourself, send yourself to whatever team you want. You can join the Chargers if you'd like. That'd be great. But totally up to you. I'm sure you want to go to one of those Florida teams. So I don't know, if you have a general idea of where you think you might go or what the plans are for you. But do you have any plans for draft day weekend? Will you be with family? Are you hanging around the school? Or are you just going to be by yourself in a closet? What does draft weekend look like for you?
Yeah, draft weekend list. Most likely with my family and close
Nice.
friends. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'll probably go to my parents' house, get a lot of my close family and close friends there. Have some good food. Just
Perfect.
enjoy while we have it. So yeah, that would be fun for me.
Nice. What are we cooking at the Jennings household?
Oh, you gotta have some ribs. Gotta have
Okay.
some. My dad's a chef, so he cooks really good food.
Oh,
Yeah, so you have some really good options out there. Always some baked beans, macaroni salad,
nice.
collard. You gotta have some cornbread too, mac and cheese, of course.
Yes.
Uh, burgers. Throw some steaks on the grills. It's a special
Nice.
occasion.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
love it. We've talked to one nose tackle and one offensive lineman for the Chargers the last couple of weeks, and food gets brought up every time with you trenches guys. I don't know what it is, but you bring it up and you have a whole list of things ready and how you're going to prepare it and your grill
Yeah.
options. So
Founders.
yeah, no, that's awesome. All right, so I do want to jump into this film. We do have two run plays here. Let me bring it up. Particularly because I want everyone else to have some sort of insight, but also because I have zero insight. At a good 195 pounds soaking wet, I definitely did not play left tackle ever. So getting your insight would be awesome. But just real quick before we jump into this, I saw you pulling a couple of times from the game from left to right. Just this game, I only watched this game, and obviously the big talk of the last couple of weeks was Trent Williams leading the way for a couple of guys with the 49ers. So do you do that several times in other games? And then do you like doing that given the momentum you get to build up?
Yeah, I do love to pull. I love to get in open space and show off my
Hmm.
athleticism. I think that's one of my biggest traits is how athletic I am, and I do
Yeah.
love to. Whenever I get the opportunity, I try to make the most out of it.
No, you absolutely do. And yeah, like you said, your athleticism really shows up on tape. So let's get into these two run plays. I don't have any pass blocking plays, but that doesn't mean you had a bad game. You had actually an excellent game against a very good Cincinnati defense. This is you guys, South Florida versus Cincinnati, two run plays. I'll go ahead and play this one through for the viewers and for yourself. And then we can kind of talk about what you're looking for.
Okay, awesome.
So obviously, guys, he's the left tackle. He's number
Yeah.
73.
So right here, as you see, it's just a inside zone run.
Hmm.
Um, if you play it back, yeah.
Yeah.
So right now we have a three down front. So we're calling inside zone to the right. So our center ported to right because you see the outside threat. So the
Mm.
number 20 right there. So we're putting two right, 41 and 20. So the center, right guard, and right tackle will be working to the right. And basically, my job as a left tackle is I got the B gap defender. So as
Hmm.
you see number 0 here, he's gonna, I kind of see his momentum. He's looking like he wants to come to that gap. So I can see he's gonna try to take that gap. So once I see that, I want to just try to explode through my hips. Keep good contact, pick a near point, and just try to drive him out the hole. So my running back has a good cut lane to get through.
Yeah, and he certainly does. I mean, that's about as good as you can get in terms of a lane for a running back. That's fantastic. Out of curiosity, and I was talking to Braden Fajoko about this, the Chargers nose tackle. One of the things that he said is he knew, like, there's so many mind games that go on with things that you're paying attention to just in game, and he knew that the offensive guard, I think, across from him, because it was a primetime game and the first play of the game, he knew that that lineman would be a little bit more jittery and more prone to overextending, and so Braden knew that, and then beat him to get the run stop and get to the running back. Are there any kind of like mind games or things, strategies that you have in general with facing offensive linemen? Do you know, like, based on the way they're standing or the way their stance is or the way they're aligned,
Yeah,
like, what kind of mind games are you going through?
definitely. So playing this position for 4 years now, going on
Hmm.
five. Definitely picked up tendencies and
Yeah.
different things defensive linemen do. So one thing you could tell is definitely if a D lineman's like flat footed or on toes, when he's on
Mm-hmm.
toes, that means trying to explode out of his stance and get somewhere. If he's flat footed, that necessarily means like he's trying to move side to side or lateral. And definitely different tendencies with different players. This
Sure.
game I know they were very aggressive towards the ball. So I
Mm.
definitely sure on my first point of contact that I made it strong and I made it physical, and I wanted to make sure they feel me that I was there. And yeah, definitely this game they have a very edge rusher, good edge rusher, and a lot of good
Hmm.
linebackers. Mike Sanders, 21.
Yeah.
He was quick off the ball. He likes to climb. He likes to time the snap. So I
Mm.
wanted against him that my first kick and my first pass set was really good, and also like my first step off the ball, run blocking was very good as well. So yeah, you definitely see and you definitely learn different tendencies the longer you play football.
Hmm.
I'm blessed to be able to play with my left guard and center for 4 years straight. So me and them really work together and really have good chemistry. So we can see you know a 3-5 twist, miles away before it comes because, a
Mm.
3-5 is, you have a three tech and then a five, which is a DN, and then
Yeah.
they take twist and take different gaps. So you can definitely tell when the D lineman, what gives you a 1-2 rush of the field, he kind of slows down. So as soon as
Mm.
he's, I look right into the inside to make sure nothing funny is going on, and usually they end up twisting, and we'll be able
Mm.
to pick it up.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, one of the things the Chargers have struggled with in recent years, not as much as past years, just that communication or understanding even kind of the basic stunts. The Patriots were able to destroy the Chargers by doing simple stuff that the Chargers just couldn't pick up. So this year, I've come to kind of appreciate the mental side of things for offensive linemen because it's obviously very difficult. But yeah, you've picked up quite a bit. You've played 2,114 snaps at left tackle. So I figured, yeah, you've learned quite a bit. Why did you jump into right guard for a game or two? I don't know if you remember. I think it was a couple of years ago.
Yes, so my true sophomore year, I played my first two games against Wisconsin and Georgia Tech at right guard. That game or those two games, they felt I was really heavier at the time. And my coaching at the time, or my coach at the time, wanted really heavy guards up front and kind of lighter tackles. So we had a fifth year senior at the time. He was playing right guard, and they wanted just to see how it worked out, and it didn't go too well. So then after those 2 games, they moved me right back to left tackle, and I've been playing there ever since.
I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, the move did definitely work out for you, or at least the staying at left tackle worked out for you. So that's great. You play with a lot of guys too: Marlon Mack, Marquez, even Mike White, Dearness Johnson. A lot of guys coming up from South Florida while you were there.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of I was a young buck at the time, and just seeing those guys really helped me evolve, and really
Mm,
what it takes, to get to that next level.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's finish out this first play. Let it rock.
He's a very
Again,
good he's pretty good.
yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, this play, like you talked about your athleticism, it's got to be so difficult. And again, this is not a pass blocking play, but your quarterback is very mobile. He can extend and make plays. A lot of guys in college obviously can. How difficult is it to sustain blocks for not just 2.5 seconds and then throw, but a play like this in the run game where you're asked to block for a very long time, or obviously in the passing game where it's 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. How difficult is that? How do you manage, because you can't see what's behind you? How do you
Right.
manage that when someone's across
Yeah,
from you and they can see where they're going?
right. Yeah, it's definitely you definitely have to always, kind of keep a mental clock in your head. I try to block for 5 to 6 seconds just because my quarterback is so agile. He's a great runner. He's a great passer as well, but he likes to get active and move around in the pocket and scramble, and he does a great job at it. So just knowing that he can run really well, that makes other D linemen of course have to chase after him. So it just reminds me that I have to stay on my block longer, fight for longer, stay more physical, and just always be on my toes and be prepared for whatever the D lineman throws at me.
Yeah, no, certainly prepared it many times throughout this game. Definitely very impressive. Let's go ahead and run through this play real quick for those watching, and then we'll talk about the play itself. So let's just run it through for the visuals. I capped it a little early, but oops. Let me get to the play. Okay, so describe me, what is this play called? What is what are you guys running here? It's almost like a quarterback read option, and then it's a reverse, and then it's a this or that. There's so much going
Right.
on here. What are we talking about here?
Yeah. So with the quarterback has he's a read option, but
Mm-hmm.
against Cincinnati we wanted to try a reverse, so that's what
Mm-hmm.
reverse. And it's actually very crazy that he got this ball off because you can see he's about
Yeah, right.
makes a crazy pitch,
Yeah,
to Jimmy Horn, our receiver, to get the ball off, and it was, a great, athletic performance. But basically, the four linemen, the left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, we're all running basically outside zone left track, and our
right.
right tackle, something we call, like a whirly bird or something. He wants to, take a couple steps in the opposite direction and then get going the other way
Okay.
around. So basically, this play, he's a very wide technique. So he's about maybe a wide 9 right here. So
Mm-hmm.
basically my job is to pick a near point and attack it and drive him to the sideline. So in outside zone, we want to make sure that I get good cover, replace my base, replace my feet, and just drive him to the sideline. So my first couple of steps, I gauged to where he was going, where I thought he would be, and then I made contact, and I just made sure to drive my feet all the way throughout the block.
Yeah, I mean, you take this guy for about a 10-yard ride in the other direction. I think you started the middle of the field. He ended up on the other side of the other hash mark. So
Yeah.
definitely a good block there for sure. What advice do you get? And again, I know nothing because I'm not an offensive lineman and never ever will be. What advice do you get for avoiding holding penalties? Because at some point with this or a quarterback who can extend, how do you avoid those holding penalties? Because you have a long way to go here.
Right. Really, all I try to do is keep nice and tight hands.
Hmm.
Really make sure that I'm all my hands, everything is inside. Make
Yeah.
sure I do, because once you get that extension away, that's when they most likely throw the flag. So I really just try to keep my base underneath me. Run him along and keep my feet under me, and just make sure that nothing is outside, or I'm not pulling or restricting him in any
Mm.
direction. Wants to go, I'll take him there and put him to the ground, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you almost did. It's either the sideline or the ground for this guy. So I'll run it through one more time for those watching, because it's so great. And yeah, barely getting the ball off, your block, the play gets maybe a yard, but
Yeah,
you did a fantastic job. It wasn't your fault. You did a fantastic job. Cincinnati, they're a pretty good defense, so not bad. All right, so before we go, if I'm not mistaken, you were a public relations and advertising major. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I just received my bachelor's.
Congratulations. Me as well, not in the same field, but because you're a public relations and advertising major, to close things out, Donovan Jennings, left tackle from South Florida, go ahead and sell yourself to any NFL team or fan watching. Sell yourself as an advertising major. Why should their team select you?
Right. So, first thing I want, everyone to know about me is that I'm genuine. I care about
Mhm.
people. That's first things first off. I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to that next level, whether that's preparing my body, eating right. Just I'm always gonna take that next step to be great because I want to be great and I want to be the greatest out there. And another thing is that, I really think that I'm one of the most athletic linemen in this league, and I not in my conference, but in all of college football. I truly believe that, and I have confidence in that, and I just want everyone to know that my hand placement is where it needs to be. I think my feet are where it needs to be. I can always there's always room for improvement, always room to work, always room to get better. But I really think that my basketball career has helped me get to where I am today. So playing basketball has really helped me get to where my feet are, and I really think I'm physical. I think I have a physical. I can finish people into the ground, and I think yeah, really, that's about it.
No, I love it. I would totally add you to the team. We obviously have a left tackle currently, Rashawn Slater, who's all right. He's not that bad. But of course, I'm sure any team would be lucky to have you. So I'm sold. I hope other teams are sold too. Donovan, thank you for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. Good luck during this draft process. Everybody, make sure you go follow him, Donovan Jennings, on Twitter. Take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Donovan, enjoy the rest of this process. Take care, guys. Bolt up.